been lucky enough to make friends with some very, very lovely people within the bizarre magic community. One of my closest friends is a guy in Scotland called David Lees, which many of you probably have never heard of at all, but in the bizarre community at one point he was a very, very big name. He's a bit of a recluse now because he's retired, but he's done it all. He's done it all, and he's influenced me and continues to influence me time and time again. So, yeah, in fact, one of the items I'm going to share with you tonight is based on a routine that David did, and also using some props that he was kind enough to give to me many years ago. But so yeah, let's get straight into it. David, do you want to come up and sit yourself down? Lovely, Joey. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So normally when you're doing this sort of thing, it's better in a darkened room, candles, gothic music playing in the background, maybe the odd howling storm, wind and lightning, that sort of thing. I've got red lights down the car, but then when I got it, I'm thinking, where's the plug socket? You know, it's miles away from where we are. So I decided to abandon that and just go with what it is we've got. So I've got some tarot cards here, and these are from different decks. Okay, I don't know if anyone is familiar or not. It's they are just cards. Okay, despite what the New Age group of people have to believe. There's nothing harmful about them. They are just pieces of cardboard. Have a look. Oh, magicians. No, I'm messing about. They are just pieces of card. There's nothing harmful about them. First things first, as I got them out of the deck, you notice straight away, because you're closest than these guys, that they do come from two different decks.
Yes.
Okay, and I would imagine that at some point in your imagination, you would draw more to one than the other. Is that right?
Yes.
Which one were you drawn to?
The black ones.
The black ones, okay. Any particular reason?
I just like the gold and the colour.
They're great.
Yeah.
They are great. I've got to say, if you're into collecting like cards, like a lot of magicians are, and it's turned out to be a big business now, try looking at collecting tarot cards, because the artwork and the designs and everything are light years beyond anything that Big Blind Media or anyone else can come up with. So the black ones?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want us to use those, or do you want us to save those?
Yeah, let's use them.
Let's use them.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put that packet to one side, okay? So the idea is this: I'm going to deal some cards like this, okay, one at a time, and at some point as I'm dealing, you can say switch, okay, and I'll switch some cards around, effectively changing the order, okay? Or you could just say to me deal, and I'll deal. Okay, so it'd be deal or switch, or deal or switch. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, so let's just go through now. So deal or switch?
Deal.
Deal.
Switch.
Switch.
Deal.
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 Switch.
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 Deal.
Deal and deal, because you've only got one card. Okay. Now, did that feel kind of random to you?
Yes.
Okay, and you have no idea the order of the cards now. No. And I've got to be honest with you, I don't have any idea, because you're the one that's done all the dealing with it, okay? But I want to make sure that this is a random thing, okay? Because I'm trying to build rapport with you. But at the same time I'm trying to build rapport to you, I'm trying to hope that you're open to something more coming to work with us. Okay, because we are in what we call the haunting season. It is October, okay? We are fast approaching Halloween, okay? Halloween in traditional circles is when the veil between this world and the next world begins to get thinner and thinner and thinner. So spirits on the other side, and when I'm talking spirits, I don't mean like our dearly departed loved ones. I'm talking about higher entities, what they call angels, or lower entities, what they call demons. They can all start to exert their influence, and we can never tell until it's too late. That's the troubling part of it, okay? So one more time, okay? I don't want you to think about it, I just want you to go through very quickly, okay? So deal, switch.
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 Switch. Deal. Deal. Switch. Deal. Switch.
Now, did that feel even more random?
Yes.
Okay, because as I'm doing this, okay, I can feel that there is a presence with us. Okay, now I'm not sure if that presence is a good presence or a malevolent presence. Okay, but like I said, I'm open to these entities, these spirits, these forces to work with us, okay? And I asked you if you wanted to use them or leave them, and you said you wanted to use them, which means that this pile is unchanged, okay? And the first card I've turned up on there is death, okay? Death is the only certainty in life apart from taxes. The first card on this side is the Hermit, but that, okay, we need to do it in mirror, okay? Because when you're talking about things on the other side, you're looking at things in reverse.
Sure.
Okay? So if we turn the packet over, we've got death.
Yeah.
Okay? If I turn over the next card there, we've got the Chariot. And if I deal death, we've got the Chariot. If I turn the next card, we've got the Wheel and the Wheel. If I turn the next card, we've got the Lovers and the Lovers. Okay? We've got the Tower and the Tower. I'm sure that there's some sort of influence coming up here. There's the Moon. There, of course, is you, the Magician. There, of course, is me, the Devil. There, of course, is the Fool, someone that believes this stuff. There, of course, is Judgment, which is upon us all at one point or another. And last but not least, the time we need alone with this stuff, the Hermit. Okay?
Yeah.
Good. Let's get rid of these now. Now, I'm going to be getting up and going backwards and forwards because I've got props over there and I've got props over there, and I'm going to be picking stuff up and putting stuff down and so on and so forth. Okay? So, some of the things I've collected over the years, these are what we call spirit photography. Back in Victorian times, or late Victorian times, when photography was in its infancy, okay, they would do what they call spirit photography. I don't know if you can see that there. It's a very old picture or a copy of a picture. That's apparently someone in spirit. Okay. If I show you there's people around a table. They're performing a seance, and you can see what they call ectoplasm there. Okay. If you look there, there's another spirit there. Okay. And these are genuine photographs. I wouldn't fool you for the world. I've been collecting these on and off for years. Okay, and some of them are quite precious, some of them are not, because you can find them on eBay under collectibles. Okay, so that's some of the things I've collected, which is a lovely thing to do. There is this. This is a Victorian bell. Okay, I'm going to use that in a second. And I don't know if you've seen one of these before, David. This is a pendulum. Okay, this was gifted to me by a very well-versed medium. Okay, for those of you who don't know, a medium is someone that proposedly can contact or facilitate contact with the dearly departed on the other side. Okay, so you can imagine this time of the year, Halloween coming up, it's very popular. Whether or not you choose to believe it or not is entirely up to you, and I'm not here to argue about anything where that's concerned. I'm just here to share with you my things, okay? So have you ever used a pendulum before?
No.
No, it's very, very easy, okay? You need to put your elbow on the table, okay? Because if you don't put your elbow on the table, what happens is you end up moving it.
Okay.
Okay? So if you've got it on the table there, like, okay, and you hold this in your hand, what you need to do is just wait for it to settle, and then ask if spirit is in the room, if there is an energy in the room, to move the pendulum. And sometimes it will move, and sometimes it won't. Okay? Now I don't know if that's me or spirit at the moment. One thing I can tell you is it's not the table, because we put B in that something. And it's not the table, it's the floor, because when it's over there, it didn't wobble, did it? No, it moved into here, and it was like the Titanic going up and down. So, hold the pendulum, okay, make sure your elbow's on the table, okay, try and keep it nice and steady. Now, I don't want you to make it move with your mind. I want you to allow any energies that are around us to make it move, okay? And one of the ways we attract energy, of course, is to ring a bell, all right? So everyone just concentrate on the pendulum, all right? Very slowly it's starting to move. Backwards and forwards. There you go. Now, David, that's not you. And I know you're trying to stop it there because I can see the tension in your arm. So just allow it to do what it wants to do. That's it. backwards and forwards. And you'll find that the more you allow it, the more it will begin to move. And at some point it may even start to go in circles, which means there it is, it's in circles. That means that spirit is very close when it goes in circles, and it's getting faster and faster. And the thing is, David, is not to worry about the witching hour, because the witching hour is a bit of a misnomer. The thing to watch out for is 3 o'clock in the morning, because that's when most people wake up. And they think it's because they've got a weak bladder, but in actual fact, that's the devil's hour, and that's when those spirits that you're trying very hard not to let move that pendulum, and they are moving that, because they are coming closer and closer and closer and closer. So, yeah, that's just one of the things that we use to attract the spirits, okay? Now, in life, we're given choices, and you saw the consequence of that earlier on when we had the cards out, okay? And I asked you to make various choices, okay? I'm going to ask you to do the same again now, but what I want to do is I want to make you aware that sometimes the choices we make, we're not always consciously aware of, okay, because we're being influenced, okay? And as you can see from the pendulum moving, there's obviously something more going on here tonight than me sitting here doing tricks, because I'm not, okay? You will make all the choices, okay? So let me show you what I've got. In here, I've got, there you go. So I've got 2 sets of items. These are what they call runes. Okay, runes are an ancient Viking or Nordic system of fortune telling. What we would call today is fortune telling, okay, or divination. Okay, divination is to divine the will of the gods. Okay, it's not to tell you that Auntie Joan left a cheque behind the whatever. You know, it's not that. That's rubbish. Here I've got some keys, and these keys again were used for fortune telling or divination, and you can see on the keys they've got words written. That one's got love written on it, that one's got secret, dreams, and heart. And what you would do is you would shake them up in your hand like that and drop them, and you would make a reading based on the way they've landed and where they're facing. So if you see on this cloth here, this is what we call a casting cloth, you've got concentric circles going out, okay, and you would read the ones that are in the middle. So that one you wouldn't read at all, nor that one because it's fallen outside, but this one says secret and dreams, okay. Now you could say that this is true of anybody, that everyone's got secret dreams or dreams that they want to keep secret and that sort of thing, desires, wishes that you want to fulfill, but I'm not doing this for anyone else, I'm doing this for you. Okay. So this is saying to me that there's something that you've been holding on to, your nearest and dearest might not even know what it is, but there's something that you want to do, and it's not time yet. Okay. Okay, because there's too much to do to get to that point where you can, like, for whatever the expression, come out of the closet. But you understand what I'm saying, that sometimes we have these desires within, and until the time is right, we've got to keep it to ourselves. Sure. Okay. And I'm sure that whatever it is, you'll be successful because you calculate each step along the way rather than focusing on the big picture. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I'm saying bollocks, just say no. Right? So, and you would do the same with the runes, okay? You would take the runes and you would shake them up in your hands like that, and again you would drop them on. Now we've got 3 facing down and 1 facing up. Now this is lucky that this one is facing up, okay? Or it could be a coincidence, because I don't know if you can see that, that's the only one that's landed face up, okay? Now, like in the Arabic language, we've got numbers that have come down to us and certain letters. Certain symbols have come down to us. Now, in the Nordic system of divination, this means strength, okay? Now, where else would you see that? You would see it on a box that says this way up. And the reason it says this way up is because that's the strongest part. So this has come down to us from a system of divination to make sure that we don't break the microwave or whatever it is we just bought. But again, that ties in with what we've got there, okay? Secret dreams or dreams that you're harbouring, that you want to manifest, that sort of thing. This is telling you to be strong. Don't falter from that path, okay? Because if you start to falter, then like the tower, it will just crumble away, you know, and you'll be left with just an emotional hole that you'll find very difficult to fill. And you wouldn't want to go that way, would you?
No,
Of course you wouldn't. So the choice is, okay, I've got a set of rooms and I've got a set of keys. Which do you want to use? Bearing in mind that one of these is connected more to a demonic source and one is connected more to an angelic source. Now, I'm not going to tell you which is which, because that will be me trying to influence you. Which would you prefer?
Let's go with demonic.
Well, which one do you want?
Oh, right, keys.
The key.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not going to tell you which is demonic and which isn't, okay? I'm just going to give you the choice of keys or rooms, okay? So there for you. In here, I've got some more tarot cards, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, so I've got 5 and 5, okay?
Sure.
Now the idea is this. You've got 4 keys there, okay? I'm going to ask you to make a choice of putting those keys in front of the packets of the cards. Now you can either place all of them in front of one packet, or some in front of this packet and some in front of that packet. Now you could put more on this side, or you could put more on this side, or you could put less on this side and less on that side. But what keys you've got to, like I said, either put it in front of one packet or divide it between the packets. The choice is yours.
Sure.
Okay, so think very carefully about it, pick the keys up and sort them where you want to. Okay, you happy?
Yes.
Remember I said all choices have consequences.
Okay. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, go on, I'm in my bed.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the cards in accordance to where you've put the keys. So you've put 1 there, so I'm going to move 1 there. Okay, you've put 3 there, so I'm going to go 1, 2 and 3. And you can see I'm only doing it 1 card at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of some cards and get rid of 1 key. That just leaves you with 3 keys. So again, all in one, in front of one, or mix them about. It's entirely up to you. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. So 1 on this side, 2 on this side. 1, 2. Fair?
Yep.
Good. We'll get rid of another set of cards and another key. So we're left with 2 keys. Oh, that's interesting. You decided to be even.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like balance in things.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like to see both sides of the argument, that sort of thing.
Symmetry.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Look. Watch. There's 1. There's 1. Seem fair? Of course it is. Okay. We'll get rid of that. That just leaves you with 1 key.
Okay.
1 move. Now, bearing in mind, if you put it in the wrong place, then the future that you're setting up for yourself will be completely different. And what started out being good could take a negative turn.
Okay.
But conversely, it may have started bad. And this could be a choice to change it all.
Yeah.
So, make your choice.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
1 more chance.
Alright, I'll change it.
So, we'll move 1. Okay? And get rid of those 2 cards. Now, coincidentally, you have finished on 2 cards that are the same. Okay? Which seems like a good thing. Okay? But is it a good thing? I mean, we'll find out in a second, but I'm just saying. Okay? Bear in mind, that's your choice. Okay? Here, you can see that these 2 cards didn't match. Okay? But imagine now that you had made the wrong choice and that wasn't your final selection. It'd be terrible, wouldn't it?
It'd be awful.
You could be terrible. You could actually, no, I'm serious, you could actually feel the terror that goes with making a wrong choice. We've all done it. We've made a wrong choice, and the fear, it like eats us up inside, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, that's what it says on the back, terror. Okay. And of course, if you look here, okay, what comes after terror is the absolute, well, the damnation of it all. You know, there's no redemption after you make the wrong choice, is there? Because sometimes you just can't correct it. And of course, along with damnation comes, well, you know, you've heard of that lake of fire, haven't you? Along comes the burning. That's not good either. And of course, that just leaves one thing, of course. That, of course, is the madness that this trick is going to drive you to, thinking about those choices that you made. But of course, I did say that you were lucky enough to finish on 2 that were the same, and this is kind of like a get out of jail kind of selection, because on the back there is nothing but your own desire, fate. So there's a couple of nice pieces that I've collected over the years. This is actually a dealer item. I can't for the life of me remember what it's called, but it comes from a dealer called Black Artifacts, or Black Heart. It was a guy who now lives in Scotland. He used to live in Birmingham. You can find him quite easily on the web. I don't think it cost me that much. It's about £8 or £9, something like that. It's based on classic principles. I've just dressed it up a little bit with the keys and the runes, and of course the patter story behind the choices that we make and that sort of thing. The pendulum, that is real magic. I cannot explain it. I can explain it, but I won't explain it. It's a lovely piece that I've used with like private parties where I've done this type of magic, and it really does set the scene, because it's not me doing anything at all. It is entirely you doing it. Even when I'm saying to you, I can see your arm tensing, don't try and stop it, and it will just carry on moving. And once I say to you, oh look, it's going to start to go in circles, Bob's your uncle, it'll go in circles, and you will have sleepless nights over it. So, any questions about that at all? Not that I'm here to spill the secrets, but because I'm not. But I'm just saying, if you've got any questions about anything I've done or am doing, please. Because otherwise, it will just go by the by. So while we're on the subject of doing that, I want to share this with you. One of the things about doing bizarre magic is the props you collect. This is the set of things that my friend David Lee has gifted me. It's a little coffin. These were made by a guy in Blackpool. I can't remember his name now, but look at the detail in there. Okay, got the little skeleton in there that's starting to melt away. Okay, and even the detail on the thing, and that's quite a heavy thing to do. Don't drop it, for God's sake. Yeah, it's okay.
It's not Alan Warner, is it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But there were limited edition sets put out, and I've managed to keep hold of these. There's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one. Okay. Just a few. Just a few. Just a few. So, you what, sorry? So what I've got here is I've got some blank cards, and I'm going to give you 2 there and a pen, and on each one, just across the face there, I want you to write your first name, Jason, obviously. And if you would do the same, there's your pen there.
On both?
Yes, on both, yes. If you would do the same there. And I've got one more pen here. So, Judith, if you would like to do on those 2 cards.
Sorry, I missed that. What are we to write?
Just write your first name.
On both cards?
On both cards, yeah.
On the face of the card's not your face.
All done?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll take the pen back so I've got it in the first place.
Thank you.
And if you can do so. Thank you. And I'll take the cards back.
Thank you, sir.
And take the cards back. That's perfect. Okay. Perfect. Pen, that's good. All done. Lovely, Alan. Thank you. Judith, thank you. What beautiful handwriting you've got. really is good. So, basically then, we've got 10 cards. Oh, I see. So you've... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Lorenzo, wow, you really like to do your writing, don't you? Massive. Okie dokie. So, we've got 10 cards, okay, of which you've written your name twice, okay. Have you got some coins?
Yeah.
You got 4 coins? Is that right? Doesn't matter if they're magic coins, as long as they don't fall apart. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect, okay. So, let's put these to one side like this for the moment, okay. Now, the idea is this. This is something I've not done in quite a few years, so I'm trying to remember the story. I was trying to remember it all day. I've got the basics of it, but it's remembering it, okay? So the idea is this, okay? I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The idea is this, okay? Is I've got your 5 names, okay? I've mixed them up. We're going to use these coins to make some choices in a similar sort of way that we did with David. This is the thing. So the story begins here. Okay, it was a dark and stormy night. Okay, we're going to go back to say, I don't know, say the 17th century. Okay, so no mobile phones, no TVs. That cough would have been plague and you would have been dead. Okay, so yeah, nothing like that. And the 5 of you are gathered in this old tavern. Okay. And you've had a good day at work, and you've hustled a few things, and you've done a few bits and pieces that you probably shouldn't have, you know, because let's face it, it's the 1700s, and there's no cameras, so you can get away with this sort of thing, you know. And but it's important to remember it is a dark and stormy night. Bless you. Bless you. I was a paper in a former life. Sorry. And all of a sudden the door swings open. Okay, and as it swings open, the wind howls through the whole place and makes you just shiver, okay? And in walks this tall, dark, hooded figure, okay? You can't quite see who it is, but everyone's like a bit aghast because it's usually just you regulars that use this tavern, okay? So this is like total surprise. Anyway, he comes in and he orders a jug of mead. Okay, because that was the drink of the day. None of this bloody Budweiser light in it, you know. And he sits down and he begins to drink his mead, and he's got this box he's carrying with him, and he ruffles through it and everything, and he's got these items in it. No one can quite see what it is, but you're all interested. You all want to know what's going on. So you call him over and you say, "Stranger, where have you come from?" He says, "I've come from a very, very long way away." Well, it sounds like Star Wars, doesn't it? He says, "I've come from a long way away, and I've come to play a game with some strange fellows like you and fellows." Okay, and they said, "Well, what's the bet?" And he said, "Well, I've got these silver coins. They were made for me by the king's coin maker." I'm making this bit up now. If I start doing coins across, just stop. Yes, so he said, "I will wager these coins against your soul." Well, they thought about it and they looked at the coins, and the coins were nice and shiny. And you know, back then, shiny coins like that were worth a lot more than they are today. I mean, let's face it, today they're not even shiny; they're plastic, for God's sake. So they agreed. They agreed, and they took the coins. Okay, and they shook them up in their hands and tossed them onto the table. They said, "Yep, let's do this." So, young man in the front there, okay, let's divide the coins up. Do you want to put them all in front of this pile, or do you want to mix them up like David did?
We'll go 3 on my left and then 1
3 on that side and 1 on that side. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, you signed one of these cards, didn't you? Did you sign one of these cards? No. Oh, in that case, your soul is safe.
Yes.
It's not looking too good for you, mate. Okay, so look, now this is very difficult to do because these are not like playing cards, so I've got to lick my fingers. So there's 1, 2, 3 on that side, and one on that side, okay? And now I'm going to get rid of a couple of cards there like that, and we'll mark that. Once again, divide the coins up for me.
We'll go 2 on the left, 1 on the right.
2 on your left, 1 on the right, okay? So again, we will move 1 card like that, and then 2 cards, 1 and 2 like that, and we'll get rid of some cards, something like that. That leaves us with 2 coins. Bear it in mind now, you hold the weight of judgment on people's souls within this room on this darkened night with the howling storm outside. The choice is yours, but it may be a choice that you have to live with.
I'm fine with that.
Good. Where should we go?
Split them in half.
Split them in half. Okay, that sounds good to me. So we'll move 1 there and 1 there. And one more time we will get rid of these like so. And then get rid of that. And that just leaves us with a single coin there like that. So one last time, make your choice.
On the right.
Bear it in mind, some of these people are your friends.
Yeah.
You want to change your mind.
No.
Move 1 card. He's harsh, isn't he? Move 1 card and we'll place those to one side. And of course that leaves us with just 1 person whose soul will get away with it. Okay? So tonight's your lucky night. Tonight's your lucky night. However, the rest of these souls, they weren't so lucky because they were eliminated, and they of course must pay the ferryman. So, who have we got here? Well, we've got Lorenzo and Lorenzo. So you need to not worry about applause. Get used to the idea I've just put you in a coffin. And of course, Alan. We've got Alan and Alan, okay? And we'll get rid of him. Something kind of like this. Alan, sweet dreams with that plane. And of course, we've got Jason. Jason, I'm sorry, mate. It was a good run.
Yeah.
Still, thinking of peaceful nights now. Yeah. Hey, no more snoring. No more, do you want to see a car trick in the middle of the night? Judith, I'm ever so sorry, my darling. Don't worry about a bad finger. I'm just about to take you with a coffee. There we go. And that is the Grim Reaper. So yeah, that's a lovely, lovely effect. Like I say, it's based upon principles that are quite well known if you're into mentalism. I'm sure Rich knows the effect, or the principle behind the effect. I'm sorry to catch you eating, mate. If you choke now, it's not my fault, all right? Like I said, I've not done the story in many, many years, but like I said, I was lucky enough to be gifted these by David, and what's great about it is only 3 of them fit in the box. So I've never told him that. I've never ever told him that. Okay, so how are we doing for time? Perfect. So just looking at some of the other articles that I've collected here, this is my favourite. Okay, I call her Dana, Scully. So it's a bit, some of you get it, some of you won't. From the X-Files.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She's been used in many a performance piece. She's got candle wax all over her, and it's just a lovely, lovely piece there. The bell is a genuine antique. It is Victorian. This is Egyptian. I love this. It's made from ivory, I think. I was given it many, many years ago, and inside there is a pendulum. Okay, but this is a lovely one because the lid comes off and you can put a prediction in there, which is really, really nice. Okay, so I use that to discern various things, cards and that sort of thing. So it goes back in there. This is kind of strange, and you're going to think I'm kind of weird for doing this because I've actually got quite a few of these. In Victorian times, they had what they called cabinet cards, okay? And this is one of them. Fortunately, this is was taken when the person was alive, because originally the cabinet cards were taken of people that had died because they thought that it kept them close. But that's, like I say, that's a picture of someone from Victorian times, and when I'm doing some of the stuff that I do, I say that she's like our guide from the other side, and it adds a bit of weight to the effect and the story and builds it. Okay, so I'm going to use her in a moment, but not yet. Come back to it. So, this is another great prop. You buy these in a lot of different places. It sits on a bookshelf. It's actually a box. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I like that. Julius, would you like to come out? Yep. Thank you very much. If you come take a seat there. I love history. I do. I really love history, and especially like macabre history, where people have been in disasters and that sort of thing. And like a lot of people, I've been fascinated by the Titanic. Okay. In fact, I didn't realise that parts for the Titanic, there was a steelworks in Pontypridd that made parts of it. If you drive off of the A470 and come up into Ponty, there's a great big metal sculpture, and that's to represent the Titanic. Right. So it's not the place that made it is not there anymore. It's now Safeways.
Did they build the anchor on the trees or
something
something?
like that? Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
yeah, the trees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I've collected various items, and some of these items are replicas, because you can get a lot of replicas on the internet, and some of them are real. Okay. So this is a replica poster from a billboard saying about the Titanic disaster. That's an identity card of someone that was on there. Okay. Oh, lovely. Picture postcard from the time when it was made in Liverpool. Okay, you can see that. That's the great big turn screws, whatever they call them. And of course, a picture of the Titanic on that side, and there's like a technical readout at the bottom, which is quite interesting. These are like replicas of messages that were sent from. So yeah, it's we have struck iceberg, sinking fast, come to our assistance. Position, latitude, longitude, blah blah blah. Which of course, as we know now, was wrong. Because when it was eventually found in the mid-80s, it was 50, 60 miles in a different direction. It was only by pure luck, I think, that they found it. This is a lovely piece. It shows like a cut down of the Titanic. Okay. Does anyone, incidentally, does anyone know that the reason why it sank? I mean, I know it hit an iceberg.
The bulkheads going right
Well,
yeah.
It wasn't the bulkhead, it was what they call cofferdams.
Cofferdams.
Okay.
Yeah.
They said it was unsinkable because it should have created watertight compartments, but the cofferdams didn't go all the way to the top deck. So what happened was, because I think they ripped 3 or 4 of the main ones at the front, and where it filled up, it just went up and over the top of the next one like that, and that's why it did. If it had been sealed properly, it should have been afloat long enough for people to have been rescued, but not many people know that. So yeah, that's that. I've got various bits and pieces, and you're quite welcome to come and have a look at them. That I think is a crew manifest. I've got a poster here. Yeah, White Star, first sailing of the latest addition to the White Star, the Queen of the Ocean, Titanic. God himself, as they said, couldn't sink her. And if that's not a line from a film, I don't know what is. So yeah, I've got various bits and pieces here. Like I say, a lot of it you can collect yourself. But anyway, let's just move this to one side, because I want you to see this. This is something I managed to get hold of this a few years ago. It's quite old, you can tell it came in this bloody old envelope, it's fallen apart. These are pictures of people that were on the Titanic. Okay, I don't think they're original, I think they're copies, but it's still interesting. Okay, you can tell me if you're getting bored. Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a couple there like that so that you can see them. All right. I'll hold them up so you guys can see them as well first, and then I'll put them down there. Okay. Do you believe that you have got like an intuitive side to your personality?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And would you say that at certain times that is stronger than at other times?
Yes.
I mean, if you're talking to a magician who's quite jaded, they will tell you to say things like, "Oh, when the phone rings, you know who it is," that sort of thing. But of course, with these modern phones, you've got caller ID, so you know who it was. But you know, before you're like me, you're old enough to remember to pick up dial phones and that sort of thing. So when that was around, I would imagine that you would subconsciously know, oh, that's so and so ringing, you know. And I get a sense that you find yourself sometimes in situations where you finish people's sentences, not out loud, in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you always get a feeling about someone that is having an off day, feeling a bit like under a dark cloud, maybe even not feeling very well. Even if they haven't said anything, you look at that person and you'll like feel that the energy that's around them, and you'll think, oh, they're not, there's something wrong with them. You understand? I mean, if I'm talking bollocks, just say it, you know, because I don't want people. I don't want people to think that I'm making this up, because I'm not. All right. Which is your bad hand? That one. Okay. So put that one down and just hold your other hand just there. Okay. Now, in certain Eastern belief systems, they believe in an energy called chi. Okay. And it's like the blood flow. It flows around the body. Okay. Unlike the blood flow, there are certain points in the body that they call in and out points. Okay. One of those points is in the middle of your palm, just there. Okay. Which is why in Eastern traditions and in some Western traditions, if you see someone that's doing healing, they will do what they call laying on of hands, because the energy comes out of the hand. I didn't say I was a healer. I didn't say I was a healer. But I'm going to try and demonstrate this. Now, it doesn't work for everybody, okay? But what I'm going to ask you to do in a second is close your eyes. I'm going to hold my hand above yours, and I'm going to slowly bring it down. And I want you to say stop when you feel something. All right? Now, it could be, for me, it's like someone pushing my hand down. All right. For you, it might feel cold, or it might feel hot, or it might be tingly. It could be anything, all right? Because it works differently for different people. Okay. So trust me on this. Okay. I'm going to hold my hand there. Just close your eyes. Okay. I'm going to start to bring my hand down, and when you feel something, just say stop.
Stop.
Really? Open your eyes. You can feel that. Yeah. You feel it more if I bring my hand down. Yeah? If I move back, does it feel like it's moving?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not me touching you, there's no invisible threads. No, that's genuine, it's gone. Gone? Bring your hand down. So I just wanted to demonstrate that for you guys that are watching, that what we're going to do is not some sort of trick, so to speak. Okay, it is genuinely you going with your thoughts and your emotions. Okay, and that intuitive side. I'm hoping that what comes of it it will astound you. It will surprise me, and hopefully these guys too. So I want you to look at these two pictures. Okay, one of them I want you to allow yourself to feel drawn to. Now, it doesn't have to be for a particular reason. You know, I mean, obviously there's male and female. They're of, like I say, a different age from us. Just feel drawn to one. Okay? You got one?
Yeah.
Which one? That one. Okay? So I'm going to put that there. Okay, on my left. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that one. We'll leave that one there. We'll do it again, but we'll do it slightly different. Look at these two guys. Just get a feeling for one. You don't have to understand that feeling. You've just got to go with what feels right. When you're ready, just point to it. That one again. Okay. I'm going to put this one on my right. Okay. So those are for you. Those are for me. All right. One more time. So I'm supposed to be showing you these pictures, aren't I? Okay. So one more time. Just indicate which one you want to keep. That one. Okay.
That looks a bit like Putin, I suppose.
Right, I did say it could be for any reason. Okay, sorry, there's the pictures there going.
Putin.
Okay. Once again, pick one for me. Which one? You want me to have that one?
Yep.
Okay. I'll just show these guys. And one more time. That one. Okay. Okay, guys. One more time, pick one for me. Okay, that's good. You can almost feel the tension, can't you? Okay. Sorry, did you say that one for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Two more. Pick one for you. Okay. And pick one for me. Okay. And one more time, pick one for you. Okay. And pick one for me. That's me, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. And pick one for you. Okay. And pick one for me. And pick one for you. And last but not least, pick one for me. So, you've gone through there and you've made random choices, okay? And you've got these here, which we discarded, alright? This is interesting. This guy here, I don't know if you can see that, this is, on the back here it says that this person was aged 21 years, okay? His name was Mr. Richard Williams, and he was in cabin D. It says I was not under the water very long, and as soon as I came to the top, I threw off the big fur coat. I also threw off my shoes. About 20 yards away, I saw something floating. I swam towards it, and it was a collapsed lifeboat. This person survived. That's interesting. He survived. This young lady here, her name is Miss Ethel Fortune. She was aged 28, she was in cabin C3. She almost never made it off the Titanic. Initially she thought about getting into a lifeboat, but thought it was a waste of time. They did it then, because obviously they were indoctrinated with the idea that the Titanic was unsinkable. However, the steward convinced her to return, and she survived. That's good. Miss Alice Cleaver, she was 22 and she survived. 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 That's quite uncanny that you've picked ones for me of people that survived. This gentleman here, Mr. John Borbank, age 42, cabin D22. He died. Lillian Carter, 45. She died. He died. She died. She died. Remember I said to you about having a feeling about people that just were surrounded by negative energies. It seems that you separated people that died for yourself because you felt the negative energy, and people that survived for me. The rest of them, of course, are just one mix of dead and alive.
right. Hopefully it won't be.
Dear, oh dear. That's the trouble with this now, you've got to pack it all away. But it is a lovely collection, and I did get this on eBay very cheaply. It comes in a plastic wallet, and it's just tons of it. I've still got a load of it at home. But it just adds to the idea of doing what it is you did. So again, there was a mixture of both trickery and not trickery there. And I find that when you do that, you mix the two together, you end up with something that can be quite special.
And the routine goes down well.
The routine goes down very well. Yeah, it's right to the bottom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. So, it's coming up for 9 o'clock. Do you want to take a short break, or do you want me to carry on?
Take a break, is there?
Yeah.
So should we come back in, say, 15 minutes?
Yeah,
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.